A lot of people ask me, what's my claim worth? They get injured, they come to me and say, well, what can I expect? And the reality is that any competent lawyer cannot tell them what it's worth. Unless you can tell me when you're going to be fully recovered and the pain that you and the disability you suffered between the time you were injured and the time you recovered, it's impossible to tell you what your claim is worth. Obviously, as time goes on, if you don't recover and we have to resolve it either by trial or by negotiations, you're still not recovered, we are having to predict the future and figure out how long you're going to be injured or if you're ever going to recover. And we do end up researching that and trying to estimate what your claim is worth. But early on, it's virtually impossible to give you any realistic idea of what your claim is worth. Claims are valued, and we're talking here about personal injury claims when people have been hurt, with three basic components. One is what's called pain and suffering. And that is a number that is allocated by the court system to compensate you for having to undergo this whole process. In Canada, that number currently, which this will date this video, it's currently capped at about $335,000. So that is based on some Supreme Court of Canada decisions from the 1980s, which basically said that there was going to be a maximum that anybody could get for pain and suffering. And so your worst case scenario of being paralyzed in constant pain, having all the fun aspects of life taken away from you, you're entitled to $335,000. And anybody that has lesser injuries gets less than that. When you hear people having large judgments for injuries in Canada, there's two other components that those numbers are usually made up of. One is income loss. So if you're working and can never work again, we determine what the present value of that income stream is, and you're entitled to that. More often than people are hurt for a shorter period of time, so it's an income loss for that period of time they were off work. If you have an income loss going into the future, often it's some sort of percentage. Perhaps you're not able to work full-time, but you can still work part-time. So again, we're determining what that present value is of the loss of the income. And the third aspect that everybody's entitled to, some more and some less, is the cost of care. In every case that there's anything more than an insignificant injury, people are going to physiotherapy, massage therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture. So those are all expenses that people are entitled to have compensated for. On more serious claims, people can get compensation for changes to the house they have to live in, wheelchairs, home care, counseling, medications, all sorts of expenses that can add up to be millions of dollars if the person is young. So those are the three basic components of any claim for damages.